Conquering your inner critic starts with understanding its voice, that persistent nagging feeling of self-doubt or the harsh words in your mind that tell you you're not enough. It's something everyone faces at some point, but the key to managing negative emotions is learning to recognize and respond to them in a way that empowers you. Instead of letting those thoughts control your actions or feelings, picture this: you're about to start something important, maybe a new job, a creative project, or even a relationship, and that voice in your head starts whispering, "What if you fail? What if you're not good enough?" It's loud, it's convincing, and it feels real. But what if I told you that voice isn't the truth? It's just a habit of thinking that you've picked up over time. Today, we're going to explore how to manage those negative emotions, silence that inner critic, and regain control over your mental and emotional well-being. The first step is recognizing that your inner critic is not your enemy. It's actually trying to protect you, but it's using fear and negativity to do so. It might be afraid of failure or rejection, and it's trying to keep you safe by holding you back. But here's the thing: safety doesn't lead to growth. When you realize that this voice is just a misguided attempt to shield you, you can begin to separate yourself from it. Instead of seeing it as part of your identity, view it as a separate entity, something you can choose to listen to or ignore. This small mental shift gives you the power to decide how much influence it has over you. Once you've identified the inner critic, the next step is to challenge it. Ask yourself, is this thought true? Is there evidence to support it? For example, if your inner critic says, "You'll never be successful," question that statement. Think about your past accomplishments, the times you overcame challenges, or the steps you're already taking toward your goals. Often the inner critic relies on generalizations or worst-case scenarios that don't hold up under scrutiny. By challenging these thoughts, you take away their power and replace them with more balanced, realistic perspectives. Another powerful tool is reframing. Instead of letting negative thoughts dominate your mindset, reframe them into positive or constructive ones. Let's say your inner critic tells you, "You made a mistake, you're a failure." Instead of accepting that, reframe it to, "I made a mistake, but that's how I learn and grow." This shift in perspective changes the narrative from one of defeat to one of opportunity. Reframing doesn't mean ignoring challenges, but it helps you focus on solutions rather than problems, and over time, it retrains your mind to see the positive in every situation. Mindfulness is another key to managing negative emotions and quieting the inner critic. Mindfulness is all about staying present in the moment. Often your inner critic thrives on thoughts about the past or worries about the future, but when you anchor yourself in the present, you take away its fuel. Simple mindfulness techniques like deep breathing or focusing on your senses can help you stay grounded. For instance, if you're feeling overwhelmed, take a moment to notice the rhythm of your breath, the feel of the ground beneath your feet, or the sounds around you. This brings your focus back to the here and now, where your inner critic has less influence. Self-compassion is another essential ingredient in this journey. Think about how you'd respond to a close friend who's feeling down or doubting themselves. Would you criticize them, or would you offer words of comfort and support? Now ask yourself, why should you treat yourself any differently? When your inner critic gets loud, respond with kindness. Remind yourself that it's okay to make mistakes, to feel uncertain, or to have setbacks. Self-compassion isn't about letting yourself off the hook. It's about treating yourself with the same understanding and encouragement you'd offer to someone you care about. Another helpful strategy is journaling. Writing down your thoughts can help you process your emotions and gain clarity. When your inner critic starts to take over, grab a notebook and write down what it's saying. Then respond to those thoughts as if you were talking to a friend. For example, if you write, "I'm not good enough," follow it up with, "That's not true. I've done so many things well, and I'm always improving." Journaling not only helps you organize your thoughts, but it also creates a space for self-reflection and growth. Surrounding yourself with positive influences can also make a huge difference. Your environment plays a big role in shaping your mindset. Spend time with people who uplift and inspire you, and limit exposure to negativity, whether it's in the form of toxic relationships, social media, or news. Choose to engage with content and communities that motivate and encourage you. Sometimes, just hearing a kind word or seeing someone else's success can remind you of what's possible and keep your inner critic at bay. Taking care of your physical health is another way to support your emotional well-being. When your body feels good, it's easier to manage stress and keep negative emotions in check. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, and enough sleep can all contribute to a more positive outlook. Even small changes like going for a walk, drinking more water, or setting a consistent bedtime can have a big impact over time. Lastly, remember that progress takes time. Managing negative emotions and conquering your inner critic isn't something that happens overnight. It's a process of small, consistent steps. There will be days when it's easier and days when it's harder, and that's okay. The important thing is to keep moving forward and to celebrate your progress along the way. Every time you challenge a negative thought, practice mindfulness, or show yourself compassion, you're building a stronger, more positive mindset. Imagine a life where your inner critic no longer holds you back, where you can face challenges with confidence and embrace opportunities without fear, that life is within your reach. And it starts with these small daily practices. You have the power to change the way you think and feel, to rewrite the narrative in your mind, and to create a future filled with possibility. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, because in the next video, we're diving even deeper into the psychology of personal growth and emotional resilience, giving you the tools to thrive in every aspect of your life. See you in the next one.